What's going on, you guys? When was the last time you've been to a drive-in movie theater? Last week, we paid tribute to one of America's most beloved entertainment institutions of generations past with this book, The American Drive-In Movie Theater by Don and Susan Sanders. This week, we're exploring the drive-in movie theater with a little more depth and detail. We'll explore how the drive-in movie theater got its Jersey roots, the last surviving drive-in movie theater in Jersey. We'll explore drive-ins worldwide from the bird's eye point of view, and we'll focus on a major obstacle the drive-ins have to overcome to survive. So, as they say, whether indoors or outdoors in cinema, enjoy the show.
In 1933, in Camden, New Jersey, a man named Richard Hollingshead had a very good idea. If people loved to drive, and they loved movies, why not combine the two in one attraction? He set up a screen in his backyard, and the drive-in theater was born. His idea was so good that people were soon flocking to outdoor cinemas all over the country. By the mid-40s, 300 drive-ins dotted the national landscape. And by 1958, the number of Starlight screens had mushroomed to 5,000. Teenagers were discovering drive-ins and came to enjoy movie classics that were designed with them in mind. Mark and Kim Bialek of Baltimore grew up on outdoor movie fare and formed the Drive-In Theater Fanatic Fan Club.
We were getting a lot of letters from people that like to share their stories and reminisce about the times at the drive-in. And now that the drive-ins are more or less on an endangered list throughout the country, we decided to get the whole country together of all the drive-in fans and share our enthusiasm with the drive-in, and I started a fan club.
What I remember is our mother putting us in those one-piece pajamas with the rubber little footies on the bottoms. Dr. Denton's, I think they're called. Do I have that right? That was fun. We used to get all dressed up in those and our little jackets, but my mom and dad would be in the front seat and all the kids would be loaded in the back seat. And it was just exciting. You had good popcorn back then, and sodas and candy, and it was wonderful, and we'd be excited about the movie right on up until we fell asleep.
The drive-ins were very inventive in order to survive. You had your in-car speakers, which indoor theaters didn't have to worry about, and also you had your in-car heaters, which was another thing. We had to battle the elements during the wintertime if a drive-in was to stay open. And
don't forget the drizzle guards.
And the drizzle guards, too. You had your drizzle guards also.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The management of this drive-in theater is happy to announce you can enjoy your favorite form of movie entertainment regardless of rain. No longer will it be necessary to let rain spoil your fun. Now you can keep your windshield clear and dry with a drizzle guard. So next time it rains, don't sizzle in a drizzle. Get yourself a drizzle guard and enjoy the show.
Clever promotions notwithstanding, the number of drive-ins has plummeted since their heyday in the 50s and 60s, victims of changing tastes and skyrocketing land values. Shankweiler's near Allentown, PA, is the nation's oldest operating drive-in theater, bucking the trend with stubbornness and a love of movies.
It's a labor of love, more or less, and it's in my blood since I've been here since 1972. That's the only reason that we continue to more or less do it.
And I think because, too, like Paul said, it's family operated. It always has been, and I think that makes a big difference.
Well, I think the most interesting aspect is providing a means of entertainment to the families at a reasonable price.
Yeah, they love it. We promised them we'd bring them, and They waited to come.
Oh, the time is now, the time is here. Now's the time for a bite of cheer. A tasty light where the price is right. Well, look at here, you'll dig this sight.
Well, the concession stand is a very important part of our business, and Susan more or less takes care of that. You have to have something that is quickly made to get the people in and out of the snack bar and back to the movie.
With an ice cream treat, refresh yourselves, it's time to eat. So come on, folks, let's join the band as we all head for the refreshment stand.
I mean, people bring their lounge chairs and they bring their blankets and they're out here and they're really having a good time and they're just laid back. You don't have to get dressed real fancy. Just come as you are and have a good time.
Yes, I remember steamy windows. Other people's steamy windows, of course, not mine. But when you're in a drive-in movie, part of the fun is not only watching the movie, but watching the other people in the drive-ins. Just to wonder, what they're doing. You see steamy windows over here. You see them bouncing around over there.
It's a constant battle with the drive-in, but encouragement and participation, people patronizing drive-ins, will help a lot.
Whether they're coming with their families, their pets, or just looking for a little romance, people are still taking advantage of Richard Hollingshead's good idea and coming to the nation's drive-ins.
As you know, the first drive-in movie theater was opened by Richard M. Hollingshead Jr. in Camden, New Jersey. The last surviving drive-in movie theater here is the Delsea Drive In the city of Vineland, and the owner and operator there has a unique mantra for how he runs the drive-in. Run today's feature-length films at yesterday's prices.
The drive-in movie. It's the quintessential symbol of cheap eats and a romantic night out. It started in Jersey in 1933, and at one point, there were 46 drive-ins across the state. Today, there's only one, the Delsea Drive In Vineland, and 5 nights a week, it's giving New Jerseyans a little trek back to an era that's long gone.
You do get the old-time feeling, the nostalgia of the way it was when we came, the way it was when my mom talks about it is the best. When we come here, she talks about the boyfriend that brought her here, that my sister and I probably would have never ever heard of if it wasn't for us coming here. Yeah, you can see it. The nostalgia's here.
That nostalgia is 61 years in the making. The Delsea was built in 1949 and actually closed down in 1987 when VHS became the rage. Then in 2004, Dr. John De Leonardis brought the drive-in back to life, giving his customers a double feature for $8. His goal is simple: offer today's first-run movies at yesterday's prices. And that's not a challenge he takes lightly.
For me, I think it's a real big thing. It's a nice thing that people come in, families always thanking you for being here. They're getting a nice family night out with their kids, very cost-effective. If they think there's a better deal out there, they haven't been in the door yet. They can come in Friday night and see the 2 movies on this screen, and come in Saturday night and see the 2 movies on the other screen. So they're really getting the best bang for their buck is here.
And with the current economic climate, and movie ticket prices averaging $8 nationwide, the 2-for-1 deal at the Delsea is a blast from the past in prices that customers have come to appreciate.
We have a lot of actually unemployed people in our group, so so $8, you can do it. Even it's very affordable, especially if you have a large family. 4 of you can come to the movies for under $30. Even the food here is very inexpensive.
Very inexpensive.
So it's very important to maintain this theater. Actually, we're here almost every week.
And they aren't alone. It seems there's plenty of interest in New Jersey's only drive-in, and De Leonardis is determined to keep it that way.
Yeah, it's the only one in the state. It's the only one in the state. I feel there's a certain responsibility behind that. You want to put out a good product. Started in Jersey, we'll maintain it in Jersey, and do a good job of it.
The term celluloid dreams? 35mm film was all the ways back then. Now today, it's all digital. Clearer picture and clearer sound. Although some drive-in owners and operators are reluctant to switch to digital, it's the major obstacle they have to overcome in order to survive.
The setting sun over LaSalle County, Illinois, on a Friday evening
We got 3 kids and 1 adult.
signals the beginning of a 60-year tradition, familiar to those who frequent this increasingly rare and iconic American landmark.
At one time there was 5,000 drive-ins. Right now there's about 388 left.
The popular Route 34 drive-in attracts hundreds of moviegoers who fill a 2-hectare lot full of vehicles most weekend nights in the summer. Ron Magnoni first started working here in 1987. In 1994, he bought the drive-in, which he says has survived more than just time.
That's the 3rd screen right there behind me. The first one blew down. The second one, half of it blew down when they were running a movie. And I had a tornado here. It almost took mine down again.
But what the tornado did not claim, technology might. The magic behind the movies Magnoni shows on his massive outdoor screen is an antiquated relic, a 35mm film projector built in the 1950s. It is becoming obsolete as more companies stop distributing movies by celluloid and switch to digital formats. Which means to keep the Route 34 drive-in open, Magnoni needs to upgrade.
The machine that I need costs $70,000. I don't have the kind of resources that these big chains have.
It is a problem many independent theater owners face as the move to all digital theaters marches on. The digital upgrade threatens architecturally unique and historically significant structures, like Dmitry Kovalis' Patio Theater in Chicago.
The Patio Theater is an old school classic movie palace from a bygone age where you don't see many of these theaters left, not only in Chicago but in the whole country.
But the quality of what they are watching now at the Patio Theater is different, thanks to a loyal fan base and the internet.
At the time, there was no other theater that used something like Kickstarter, which is a crowdfunding website, to get pledges and money from fans to basically finance a piece of equipment.
Thanks to backers who pledged more than $50,000, the Patio Theater now has a digital projector, ensuring its future. Yet drive-in owner Magnoni is not a fan of digital.
There's no flicker to it. The people look too good. It doesn't look like a movie.
But Magnoni knows he has to accept the new formats if he wants to stay in business. Using old-school word of mouth to collect donations, Magnoni says he has about 1/3 of the total he needs to stay in business. But time is limited before the sun sets completely on a chapter of movie history and his livelihood. Most movie companies plan to stop distributing film by next year.
Drive-in theaters are certainly an American institution in pop culture, but they're also worldwide, gaining a broader appeal for generations past, present, and future. the drive-in movie theater. No matter where you come from, no matter how you get there, no matter how old you are, it is certainly an institution worldwide in pop culture. And if you have one near you that's still operating, and if you haven't had a chance to go there, do, because you'll definitely want to experience what grown-ups did during the olden times. I can't speak for myself, but I can certainly speak for my friend Jeff, who's been to a drive-in movie theater and knows all the memories. From the passion pit, that's the horizontal poker in the back seat of a car, to forgetting to hang up the picture's radio speakers when you back your car up. Finally, if you haven't seen the video on this book, do, because this too is a treasure in itself. Link below and also at the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me for this special edition of the show, and remember to buckle up.